Hi ladies! If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a long-term subscriber, clearly we got some things to catch up on. YouTube filming. Where have I been? I've been a lot of places. It has been a few years since I have filmed a video on YouTube. I know. And if we are not connected on any social media, you're likely very surprised to see me looking this way. In all honesty, I'm a little surprised to see me looking this way. Don't worry, this is not a tutorial. I don't really wear my hair like this. I had in a protective style where I had my hair flat twisted down and a wig smushed on top of it for the past week. And so this is just me taking out the flat twist. It's not even a flat twist out, because if I were to have done a flat twist out, I would have put a lot more effort into the twist and they wouldn't have been so smushed. So if you see some straight pieces in there, I don't have damage. I've actually not used heat in about 2 years. Haven't had chemicals in around the same time, so that's just from a flat twist out. So yeah, if we're not connected on Instagram, you likely did not know that I have gone natural. I know, everybody has gone natural, literally everybody on YouTube, everybody you probably know, everybody from your school, everybody's natural. I don't live in Atlanta anymore. That's where I lived the first time I was filming, if you ever saw any of my videos. I moved to DC a little under 2 years ago for a job. My family is also up here, so I've been up in the DC, Maryland area since then. I've also lived in a lot of places since then. I think I'm in my third place now since moving up here, so I've also moved around a lot. I don't have any of the things that I used to have for YouTube and for filming, so I don't have that camera. It was also almost 10 years old, so its megapixels were whack. I don't have my tripod, I don't have any lights, so all the resources I used to have for YouTube are also gone. So if this video is a little dark or a little fuzzy, I apologize. It's one of the reasons I haven't filmed in years, but you can always find an excuse. You can also always find a way, so I was like, I keep getting asked for updates, so I'll just film one. If it's not quite the quality that I would have liked, you know, we'll all still live. So just living and working in the DC area, I actually recently ran into a young lady who used to be a subscriber. It took her all night to figure out why I looked familiar. I thought it was just the familiar face syndrome, which doesn't usually happen to me because I don't think I have that familiar of a face. I don't see a lot of people who look like me, and it doesn't seem like a lot of other people do either. But this girl was running through everything. Did you go to Howard? No. See her again throughout the night. Do you go to this church? Mm-mm. See her again throughout the night. Are you an AK? Nope. See her again throughout the night. I don't know what hour it was when she finally was like, "Trust for success." And that was that. It's been years since anybody recognized me from YouTube, because it's been years since I filmed YouTube. She went on and on reading me the riot act about how I needed to upload video and why were there no updates. I told her the same thing I'm telling you. It's been a while, I don't film anymore, I don't have any of that stuff. It doesn't matter, you need to film an update. Okay, I'll film an update. So here I am, filming an update. So I mean, let's just start with going natural. I think my story is similar to at least one lady I've heard on YouTube, and that was Tracy from Kiss. I always had eczema, and over the past few years, it's flared up more. Don't know why, you know, your body changes over time. I'd gone to the dermatologist and had it under control. I had some creams and things, but something changed where it sort of began to move to my scalp. Me being stubborn and thinking I knew it all, I thought I'd still be okay to do a texturizer. So I did it even though my eczema had been bothering me and I had been scratching a bit. When I tell you I burned all the way till Sunday, I am not joking. Like I got burns everywhere. And oddly, my hairline was the worst of it. The burns itched, I continued to scratch, and I got staph infection. all over my scalp. It was painful, it was horrific, it was extremely inconvenient. So I had to go to the dermatologist again, which was another horrible experience, but she gave me a bunch of medicated things, like a medicated shampoo, a medicated cream serum thing, some sprays. Like during the time that I was using all those treatments was around the time that I was also supposed to do my texturizer. I really had to stop and ask myself some things, because even when my body was hurting and trying to heal, I was still thinking about doing it more harm. I was like, I can't do another long-term stretch. I don't like 6-month stretches. And really I had to stop and think, I mean, in 6 months, is it even going to be better? And I thought that everything was getting a little bit out of control. Clearly, my skin had gotten more sensitive. Even before I put that texturizer on and got the burns and then the infections, it was just more sensitive. I mean, these things happen with age, I guess. Your skin changes, your body changes, and my skin was just seeming more sensitive and like it couldn't really handle that chemical that much anymore. So I begrudgingly went natural. I did not want to go natural. I didn't want to be natural. I'd already been there, done that. I didn't like it the first time. It was too much work. I didn't really like the way I looked. And it was a hard thing to face, but dealing with this infection sort of forced me to. So yeah, I went about my way, and December 2015 was my last texturizer. From there, I tried to transition for 2 years. That was my plan, but I am in DC, as I mentioned a few times, and DC is a swamp, and on the hottest days and in the summer, it still has a very swamp-like atmosphere. Transitioning in DC was not happening. It wasn't happening. I have type 4 hair. The transition struggle is the hardest for type 4 hair, of course, because you're gonna have the biggest disparity in textures. And I would do a nice braid out. I would go see an outdoor play. By the end of the night, I was mortified. I looked like Sideshow Bob. My roots had shrunken, my ends had fallen, and I just knew 2 years wasn't happening. I did try to install some protective styles at that time to draw out my transition. I did crochet braids for 3 months, 3 different installs, but I got tired of maintaining it. Of course, I was doing it myself because I have to do everything myself because I'm crazy. And it just got to be a lot, and I just didn't feel like doing it again, and I kind of felt like having my hair out. So after my last install of the crochet braids, I began chopping. I was also chopping in between the installs slowly, about an inch and a half, sometimes 2. But when I took them out for the final time, I think I was getting ready to just cut it. So I did. I took the hair out and I cut my hair. I left a lot of the ends on, in my opinion. I cut it where the texture changed. It still wasn't really what I expected. It's the same story I've heard from a lot of ladies when they first big chopped. It might have been shock, which I've heard a lot of. When you first cut your hair and it's not used to being short or natural, it can be shocked and cannot show your true texture at first. I don't know if it was any of that, but I'm extremely impatient, so I just kept cutting it. So I did my big chop in July and continued to cut it probably through till almost October. Just kept cutting until I would get down to what I saw as the barrel curl. Like I had these tight barrel spirals all over my head. It's looser up here, so I ended up cutting more than I should have up here because I wasn't getting down to that same texture I expected to see that was all over the rest of my head, so I kept thinking there was more relaxer on it and kept cutting it, and just came to find out this part of my head is just really loose. So I got to a place where I was comfortable with the texture and the look of it, and I felt like I'd gotten all of the loose stringy parts off. And then I began on the journey of trying to figure out what the heck I was gonna do with this little bit of hair. Wash and goes were my thing, and they still are. That's all I do. I don't do twist outs or anything. I think my hair is still too short to really make that work. Although really right now I'm down around collarbone length. Of course you would never know it looking at my hair. So I do pretty much exclusively wear my hair in wash and go styles. It's been a labor of love figuring out products, figuring out the right technique for my hair, which was one of my things about filming videos. I was like, one, I'm natural. YouTube has nothing but a ton of natural ladies on it. I have no further content to provide. I don't know anything yet. Like, what am I gonna get on there and do? Nothing. But when I had my TWA, which I would still say I have a TWA right now, it's stretched out, but when you see it wet, it's about half this size, so it's still TWA stage. I I had a really hard time finding somebody with my texture. There are plenty of ladies who say they're type 4, but that really doesn't mean much. I'm not one of those people who's anti-hair typing and thinks it's horrible and why would anybody do it. I think it's very useful, especially when you're trying to figure out styles and what you need to do with your hair, or like you just want to see how something's going to come out for you. I think typing can be very helpful to help you find other people, but it just doesn't encompass everything. I'm type 4, and there's a million other type 4 ladies out there. A million? Yeah, like a million. Is it a million? Whose hair is nothing like mine. If we think about types as like the shapes and like the diameters of the styles, like 4A is my hair all around here. And I describe it that way because it is coarse. It is the diameter of about a pencil, very, very, very tight, tiny spirals. And what I've seen describing type 4 hair, 4A, is that. But I also have about 75% shrinkage. So I've seen other ladies who qualify their hair as type 4A, but their coils hang more. So when I do a style, it looks like I've got ear-length hair, which I mean, I do. They'll do it, and somebody with even the same length hair as mine will look different in a different style because they've got different shrinkage, or they've got different porosity, or their hair is just a different malleability. Whatever it is, like, types can help you, but they're only the starting point. That was one of the things that made me consider doing a video again, because in my journey with a TWA, really struggling and looking for somebody with hair like mine, I think every single woman on this planet could get on YouTube and make videos. That would really be one of the only ways for somebody to really get on and find somebody with their hair. Otherwise, you just spend time sifting through thousands and thousands of videos and you never really see anybody whose hair quite behaves like yours, and you end up just figuring it out on your own. So I mean, why not help each other out? There's a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of ladies, a lot of good information, but we can always use more. I feel like I look like a crazy art teacher, like on Matilda or something. So as far as the update goes, I guess I don't want it to be too long, and this is kind of where I am. I'm still on all my journeys, my hair journey, my skincare journey. I'd say they're all going well. I am natural for a little under a year and a half now. I big chopped less than a year ago, maybe about 9 months. I've got type 4 hair that does not look like this most of the time, and I'm really still figuring everything out. I'm going to include some pictures to show you what my journey has looked like. If there's anything you guys want to see non-hair related, leave it below. I am really interested in filming things other than hair videos. Professionally, I am in like a creative / design space, so that really interests me. Health really interests me as well. I've been doing a lot of research about that in my hair and skin journeys. Minimalism has recently really been interesting me, which you probably can't tell from my background. I'm still a noob. A lot of DIY and makerspace things have also been a large part of my life, as well as a lot of work in innovation. So I've got a lot going on. I have a lot of interest, just like all of you guys. You know, we're all whole people. So if you guys have any interest or things that you think that you might like to hear from me on that are not hair related, leave them down below. I hope this video was able to show even just a sliver of where I have been over the past couple years. Filming is hard now because, like I said, I don't have anything that I used to have to make it easier for me or make me a little bit more effective at it. But I did at least want to provide an update. And I get it. I mean, I get the whole connection to YouTuber thing. Like, sometimes you just watch people for their personalities. Sometimes we also just watch people for their looks or for their hair or whatever it may be. I know, you connect with somebody or you connect with their channel or their content or whatever it is and they go away and you're just left there. I really love watching Charisse Christine. Like, I just really dig her aura and her persona, and I will watch anything she puts up. I hate vlogs. I watch every single vlog she ever puts up. So if there's a way that I can continue to come on here and interact with anybody who's interested, I would love to. I just have to figure out how to fit it into life nowadays. And I'm also no longer what I think to be an expert. I started my YouTube because I thought I had a lot of knowledge to impart, but now, of course, I'm learning with you guys, so I don't always have something to share. Sometimes I'm learning too. I have no idea personally. This is just a quick update on what things are looking like in my world, and I want to bring you guys along for the ride. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you've been. I'm not going to say that thing that everyone says about the bell because I don't even know if I'm going to be uploading videos. So, you know, if you want to find me on Instagram, I snap pics every so often, but not even that often there. Maybe some people like that. I don't know. I don't know if people like the one a day, if they only want to see you every once in a while. Don't bombard me. I don't know. I just exist there too, so if you're ever looking for me, sometimes I'm over there. Okay, anyway, I'm starting to get weird, so I'm gonna hop off here and see if I can film something wash day related because I am gonna wash this mop, and I will check in with you guys later. Bye!